Okay, finally, Chapter 10, Electronic Commerce Payment Systems. The learning objectives are understanding the shifts that are occurring with regard to online payments, discuss the players and processes involved in using credit cards online, discussing the different categories and potential uses of smart cards, discuss various online alternatives to credit card payments and identify under what circumstances they are best used, describe the situations where e-micropayments are used and the alternative ways for handling these situations, describe the processes and the parties involved in e-checking. We start with payment revolution. Cash and checks are no longer kings. Debit and credit cards now rule both online and offline. This means that online business to consumer businesses need to support debit and credit card purchases. In international markets outside of Western Europe, buyers often favor other forms of electronic payments, for example, bank transfers. With the exception of PayPal, virtually all the alternatives to charge cards have failed. None have gained enough traction to overcome the chicken and egg problem. Their failure to gain critical mass has resulted from the confluence of a variety of factors. For example, they required specialized hardware or setup, or they failed to mesh with existing systems. Our topic number 2 is using payment cards online. The processing of online card payments is essentially the same as it is for brick and mortar stores and involves essentially the same players and the same systems, banks and card associations, payment processing services and the like. This is one of the reasons why payment cards predominate in the online world. The major difference is that the rate of fraudulent orders is much higher online. Surveys such as those conducted annually by CyberSource indicate that merchants have adopted a wide variety of methods over the past few years to combat fraudulent orders, including address verification, manual review, fraud screens and decision models, card verification numbers, card association authentication services and negative files. In the same vein, some consumers have turned to virtual or single-use credit cards to avoid using their actual credit card numbers online. Our topic number 3 is smart card. Smart cards look like credit cards but contain embedded chips for manipulating data and have large memory capacity. Cards that contain microprocessor chips can be programmed to handle a wide variety of tasks. Other cards have memory chips to which data can be written and from which data can be read. Most memory cards are disposable, but others, smart cards, can hold large amounts of data and are rechargeable. Smart cards have been and will be used for a number of purposes, including contactless retail payments, paying for mass transit services, identifying cardholders for government services, securing physical and network access, and storing healthcare data and verifying eligibility for healthcare and other government services. Given the sensitive nature of much of the data on smart cards, public key encryption and other cryptographic techniques are used to secure their contents. Our topic number 4 is stored value cards. A stored value card is similar in appearance to a credit or debit card. The monetary value of a stored value card is housed in a magnetic strip on the back of the card. Closed loop stored value cards are issued for a single purpose by a specific merchant, for example a Starbucks gift card. In contrast, open-loop stored value cards are more like standard credit or debit cards and can be used for multiple purposes, for example a payroll card. Those segments of the population without credit cards or bank accounts, such as people with low incomes, young adults, seniors and minorities, are spurring the substantial growth of stored value cards. Specialized cards such as Easy Send make it simple for immigrant populations to transfer funds to family members in other countries. Similarly, specialized cards such as MasterCard's Much Music provide teens and preteens with prepaid debit cards that function like standard credit or debit cards while helping parents monitor and maintain control over spending patterns. Our next topic is e-micropayments. When an item or service being sold online costs less than $5, credit cards are too costly for sellers. A number of other e-payment systems have been introduced to handle these micropayment situations. For the most part, they have failed. Yet, ample evidence indicates that consumers are interested in using their credit and debit cards for small value online purchases, example songs on iTunes, online games, and ringtone sales. In response, a number of newer micropayment models such as aggregated purchases have been developed to reduce the fees associated with credit or debit cards. The last topic from our last chapter, e-checking. E-checks are the electronic equivalent of paper checks. They are handled in much the same way as paper checks and rely quite heavily on the ACH network. E-checks offer a number of benefits including speedier processing, reduced administrative costs, more efficient deposits, reduced float period and fewer bounced checks. These factors have resulted in the rapid growth of e-check usage. The rapid growth is also being spurred by the use of e-checks for in-store purchases. Purchase order processing and back office order conversion are two systems established by the NSCHA that enable retailers to convert paper checks used for in-store purchase to ACH debit without the need to process the checks using traditional procedures. And that ends our chapter